Hi and welcome back. Today we're going to do another little off the cut. We've just left Handsacre and we're not travelling very far actually. We're just going to go to the neighbouring village of Armitage, and they're basically joined together these days, Handsacre and Armitage. I'm not going to moor up in the normal moorings at Armitage. I'm going to moor up on the offside moorings. There's moorings for about 4 boats probably on the offside, and it's right by the old Armitage Shanks buildings. I say the old Armitage Shanks buildings because they're now ideal standard. And there's a footpath which runs from these offside moorings up through to the main road. When you come out onto the road, you have a Londis there, a couple of other little shops, the Swan Inn, not to be confused with the Swan Inn, of course, at Fradley Junction. But what I'm interested in today, I'm going to carry on walking up the hill and go to Cathy's bait and tackle shop. Yes, I'm going to a fish and tackle shop. There's a few bits and pieces I want for doing some fishing. We're then going to carry on and come back to the boats, and we're going to go on to Rugeley. Rugeley's not far away either. And we're going to go and visit the old chancel there, which was part of the old church of St. Augustine, which was built somewhere in the 12th century. I couldn't come up with an exact date actually. I had 2 or 3 different dates, so I'm just going to say 12th century. So it was built in 1100 and something. I filmed this in Armitage using my phone. The footage is a little bit shaky, but you'll get the gist of it. And I'm going to include it because this little footpath is very, very handy if you want the shops. It's a quick way in to a shop at Armitage without having to walk from the bridge before, which makes it probably about 1.5 miles from the bridge before. This makes it a couple of 100 yards, much easier. So let's carry on and I'll take you there with me. The reason I stop in Rugeley, by the way, really is to go to Aldi. I walked past the old chancel and the old church on the way there, hence that's why I filmed it. I've incorporated a couple of maps in the film here at the start, and the reason I've done that is because I've had it requested by a subscriber who happens to be my uncle, to incorporate some maps so he can place where it is in England, because he's never heard of these little villages. And so I'm going to incorporate a little map. There's going to be a map to start off with showing a broader scale, and we're going to come down and I'm actually going to show you a satellite view of the footpath I walk up on. And next time I see you, I'm going to be in Armitage. Here we have a map of the area, and the 2 arrows mark the 2 villages in question we're visiting, and the red circle marks the nearest big town in the area. The red line by the canal marks the offside mooring, and the red line on the satellite view marks the footpath. What I actually forget to tell you is I film on the way back down to the boat rather than on the way up there. I just decided after I got there I would film it because it might be useful for other people. So here is the Swan Inn, typical little village pub by the looks, and the Londis, very useful little convenience store for boaters and everybody alike. And here we have the little public footpath which leads us back down to the canal. There we have it. We're back at the canal, just a 2-minute walk between the ideal standard buildings. We're back at the boat, let's move on to Rugeley. Here's a little bit about this old church or chancel. I don't really know much about churches, as you probably know, so I'm just going to watch this little photo stream go by with a little music to the end. Well, that was my little walk around both Armitage and a little walk into Rugeley. They were quite short little videos, that's why I linked them together. I wasn't actually going to upload them, I didn't think the quality was good enough. But I told somebody about them and they said they wanted to see them, so hence you get to see them. I'd like to thank all my Patreons, PayPal supporters and subscribers. Don't forget, if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe, it really helps the channel, and hit the old bell notification button, that way YouTube will inform you every time I upload a new video. You may have noticed from the intro to the outro I now don't have a washing line sticking out my head. I did notice it, but I decided not to retake the intro. I thought you could all have a laugh at it. Anyway, that brings me to the end of this video. Just leaves me to say, thank you very much for watching. Trevor out.